Hi, welcome along everyone again. Today I'm going to do a review of yet another security camera. Yeah, I know I've done lots, but the reason I keep doing them is because the technology is moving on so fast, and I like to keep up to date with these kind of things to make life a lot less stressful if you know your property is secure. And this one is by Reolink, so let's take a closer look at it. So, out of the packet, here we have all the parts that come with it. A little sticker, manual, and a little plate for the fixing of it with the holes marked in it so you can get it correctly bolted when it's going up to a wall or wherever it's going. Something nice I like about it, which is often missed on these cameras, an extension lead for the power. This is 4.5 meters long, and it does mean it gives you a lot more portability where you can put the camera. This is something often overlooked. Other thing, a UK plug. Yes, it's actually got the right plug in it, don't need an adapter. And of course then we have our actual camera and a spare lead for the connecting up of the Ethernet. You do have to connect it up just to get it started. Once you've got the Ethernet bit sorted, you can move on to the Wi-Fi stage. It's all very simple. I'm not going to go into all of that, but it's very simple on the instructions to set this camera up and running. Now, what has this camera got over all the others I've done in the past? Well, finally we have a 4 megapixel camera, Super HD. If you've got the speed and you've got the bandwidth on your broadband connections and you can afford this speed, you can now stream in 4 megapixel Super HD. So it's actually better than 1080p cameras. It's got dual band Wi-Fi, which is 2.4 gig and 5 gig, and 2 antennas, as you can see on the back of the connection. This means it has a really long range, and you can mount the camera well away from the actual modem and still be fine. You'll get a connection. I've mounted mine usually up the garden and can find that I can still get to the modem, which is a long way away, about 50 feet, still getting a connection, so pretty good. The other things I like about it, motion alerts by email and pushing for time alerts, so you get a little notification if it's gone off if you want to, sent to your phone. You also can save images and videos obviously to a server, and also you can save it to an SD card because it's got a slot in here for one up to 64 gigabyte. That can be inserted in there and saved to that if you don't want to pay out for that. And that means also that I like is that the card will be written over as it gets used up, so you don't got to keep taking it out or erasing it or anything like that. And what else we got here? The best thing of all, I think, is the ability to adjust the motion sensitivity of the actual detection. So you don't have to have it so powerful it just goes off at the slightest whisper of a blade of grass anymore, or something just moves a fraction in front of the camera and it fires off. You can adjust the sensitivity right down. Also, the other good thing is adjusting the detection zone, so you can zoom in on a tiny area and forget the rest, and that means you can actually get that detection rate so that it's only down to when you want to be detected and not on all those false starts that keep happening all the time, don't they? In the end you only get to not look because you think, oh, it's just a false alarm again, and that's no good either, is it? So it's pretty good. Now the last thing I think I like about it is you can view it on a phone, or you can actually view this one on a PC. There is a download for your PC. I'll show you how it looks on both of them. And lastly, I think we have, we've got 18 infrared LEDs on it and 100-foot night vision. We'll first have a look at the phone. And here's the app here, Reolink. We'll push that and we'll see what occurs here. Let's just show you. I can get it to click. Here we go. And this is the view up my back garden there. I've got the camera outside pointing up away. It's quite a good impressive view. We'll go to the longer view of it. If I click here, if I turn that round, you can see quite impressive that is. It looks really sharp. It must be the sharpest I've ever seen. Now my setting on this is more for normal, and you can set it so that it can go HD for the 4 megapixel if you've got enough bandwidth. So it's quite clever. It can actually sense how much you've got and turn on the actual 4 megapixel for you, so it does it, which is handy. And I think that is on it there, because you can see quite how sharp that really is. So let's have a look at all the other functions. Taking a look at the settings now, you can see this one here is the one that comes up, as you can see there, fluent balanced or 4 megapixel. So it depends on your bandwidth there. I can turn it deliberately to 4 megapixel, and we'll see if he streams it okay. It does take obviously a lot of bandwidth. You can see the difference there. So we'll switch that round now so you can see what that looks like in the 4 megapixel. Switch him, and I don't know if you can tell on this phone, but there it is. Now you can see a sign there, due to the poor network quality, please tap here to switch to plane mode to balance. That's because I haven't got a very good network connection here. It's not the best. It's a little bit slow. So moving on, you've got this one here, gives you colour black and white or auto. This one here, the camera, as you can see, is for a video clip. That one's for a still shot you can take, and that's the setting we're on right now. So now I'm going to show you one of the really interesting features with this camera that is really good. This is a kind of clip zoom. It is really interesting. This comes under this button here, and we'll click in there, and you can see that we've kind of zoomed in on that chair there. Now if I move this over to my summer house, it should bring that up, as you can see. It's kind of zoomed in. It's a very clever idea. So you can actually set your camera up and just have it to zoom up wherever. Great feature. There we are, move it up to there, and you can see the difference. Incredible, isn't it? Technology. Now if you do get anything there that needs playing back, you can, using the playback button there, so you can play back any kind of notifications or anything. I haven't got any on there at the moment, but we can. That's pretty simple and elementary. I will just show you the recording one. When you push that, you can see there that you get the timer counting down there. And then when you want to stop it, just again, and you'll get that come up there where you want to save the pictures and share via another app. This, the all-important one, just create a zone over the area you don't want to receive alerts about. So it's great, isn't it? If you wanted to create an area there, so put a little spot there, and you can kind of spread it around and make it a spot you don't want to be alerted about. You can do anything you like, really. Just roll it around. So I don't want anything there or there directly in front, but I just want it up, say at the shed there, maybe even, who knows. I could do the whole thing. It's glowing all out and just leave, you know. So the shed is on and nothing else, or just those steps. So there we go. But plenty of options. A great idea. You get what I mean. So you can see all the other settings in there. I'm not going to go through them all. You can see them all there for the actual alarm settings and functions. Under more settings now, we get user management, date and time, storage. As you can see, I've got free space there of 7.4 gigabyte because I've got an 8 gigabyte card in there, and that is pretty great. I do like that idea. So we can, if we click that one open, you'll see there's the storage space. I can format it again, obviously, if I like. Moving on then, under record, if I go there, there's the record. I've switched it on. We go to record settings, and we've got overwrite, which is what I was telling you earlier, so that when a card gets full, it automatically overwrites and starts again. You haven't got to keep taking the card out or formatting it from the camera or anything like that. Also got pre-motion recording, starts recording before the alarm is triggered, so you get an earlier warning. It starts doing it straight away. Don't know how it does that, but it does. And post-motion record duration as well, so it gives you a little bit of time after the event as well. There's the setting for setting up your email. Right there, just that one, and enable. And you can set your settings up inside there. I haven't set anything yet, but you can do it all right. So I've got to get all the information in there before I can do anything. On to the PC now, and this is the PC view, and as you can see, exceptionally good. Click the settings on here and you can see once again it's all the same things as in the phone app, but obviously a lot easier to see, a lot easier to work with. I think you'll probably get a better idea of the enable clips function here and how much it actually zooms up, because you can kind of see it a lot better here on the PC. So I enable the clips and you can see quite how close that does zoom up. You can see my little fountain at the very top end of the garden there. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? As you can see, the same sort of settings as in the phone app there, again with the record options and stuff there. It's quite simple, quite easy, same kind of things. You can schedule times as well, which is handy as well if you want to do that, so it isn't working all the time on days you don't want it to be. There's lots of good little tricks and things in here that I like. Again, as on the camera, there's our setup showing there, our sensitivity ratings that we can set the alarm for, quite easy, and obviously the setup here showing you the grid for the detection area. Okay, so easier again if you are using the PC. Here we are now then, nighttime view, and as you can see, absolutely excellent. It's pitch out there except for a little light out there that's on behind the chair in the lawn. It's one of those little solar things, but you can see behind where it is absolutely pitch black and it's lit up lovely. Great job. So what do you think of that? Not a bad camera, eh? Great resolution, great detail on there, and at last you can set it to zoom in and you can set it to get those activations where you need them, so you don't get all those false alarms sent to your phone. Great stuff. Now before you say anything, I know I've got a new hat. Pretty good, huh? I thought you'd like it. Okay, that's about it though. All my stuff, you know, go usual place, Derek and 33. Thanks for watching guys. Bye bye.